friends, we know that there are different types of entrepreneurs, enterprise like that, and it is found that the entrepreneur are of different types. Some entrepreneur, they run different types of enterprises. Some are big, some are small, some are medium, like that. And depending upon the investment nature of enterprise, it is observed that in case of most of the successful entrepreneurs, they possess almost same type of characteristics. Different experts, they studied their characteristics based on their nature, and it is found that finally there are some common characteristics possessed by almost all the successful entrepreneurs, irrespective of their business, enterprise, the investment, all these type of things. And since different scholars, they studied different types of entrepreneurs from different angle, so there are numbers of characteristics in case of entrepreneur. However, it is found that there are some characteristics which are very, very important in case of successful entrepreneur, and almost all the successful entrepreneurs, they possess those characteristics. And if we study the entrepreneurs, then also we can identify those things. There are different techniques for identifying the characteristics of entrepreneurs, and today we will discuss about simple techniques through which we can identify some characteristics possessed by an entrepreneur. For this purpose, I will discuss with one successful entrepreneur of Jurat, and then we will analyze the conversation, and based on those conversation, we will try to find out what type of common characteristics that entrepreneur possesses. And by doing these things, you can also learn how to identify the common characteristics. At the end of the presentation, you will be able to recall the definition of an entrepreneur, list out the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur, explain a procedure for identifying characteristics of an entrepreneur, and analyze the characteristics possessed by an entrepreneur. Definitions of entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is an individual who creates a new business, bearing most of the risks and enjoying most of the reward. The entrepreneur is commonly seen as an innovator, a source of new ideas, goods, services, and business or procedure. According to Galbraith, an entrepreneur must accept the challenge and should be willing hard to achieving something. Hagen described entrepreneur is an economic man who tries to maximize his profit by innovation, involve problem solving, and gets satisfaction from using his capabilities on attracting problems. There are many characteristics of entrepreneur. It is because entrepreneurial characteristics are generally made based on assessing different entrepreneurs. However, there are some characteristics that are considered common for all entrepreneurs. Some common entrepreneurial characteristics: risk-taking, leadership, decision-making, marketing, coordinating, planning, risk-taker, perseverance, hope of success, and time orientation. যোৰহাটৰ এজন প্ৰতিষ্ঠিত বেটাৰী ব্যৱসায়ী শ্ৰী আশিষ দাসৰ সৈতে চিনাকি কৰি দিব ওলাইছোঁ। নমস্কাৰ শ্ৰী দাস। শ্ৰী দাস, আপুনি বেটাৰী ব্যৱসায় কেতিয়াৰ পৰা আৰম্ভ কৰিছে?
মোৰ দেউতা তাৰপিছত মই লাইনম্যান হিচাপে কাম কৰা তাৰ মাজতে অলপ যিমান দামী হওক আমাৰ কোৱালিটি মেইনটেইন কৰিব কাৰণে মিট প্ৰডাকশ্যন এটা কৰোঁ। আমাৰ আজি দিনটোত ইমানটো বস্তু চলিব ইমানেই বনাওঁ আমি। তাৰমানে কাষ্টমাৰৰ বস্তু ফ্ৰেছ পায়, ৰাতিপুৱা আহিয়ে কাষ্টমাৰ বস্তু ফ্ৰেছ পায়, গৰম গৰম বস্তু পায়, কাষ্টমাৰ লৈও ভাল পায়, খায়ো ভাল পায়, টেষ্ট পায়। তাৰমানে ইয়াত ষ্টলৰ পৰা আপুনি এতিয়া ইয়াত তাৰমানে যিখিনি প্ৰডিউচ হৈছে মানে সেইখিনিহে অকল আপোনালোকে ইণ্ডাষ্ট্ৰিটো কৰে, মানে তাতকে হোলচেল বা
আমাৰ বহুত গ্ৰাহকে কয় আমাৰ আৰু কাউণ্টাৰ খুলিবলৈ, কিন্তু আমি
কৰা নাই আজিলৈকে, কাৰণ কি যিমানটো আমি লক্ষ্য ৰাখিব পাৰিছোঁ ইমানটো।
আপোনাৰ এতিয়া বেটাৰী ইণ্ডাষ্ট্ৰী বেটাৰীটো দূৰত আছে, আপোনাৰ ষ্টলটো ইয়াত আছে, এই দুই ঠাইত আপোনাৰ মেইনটেনেঞ্চটো আপুনি কি ধৰণে কৰে?
কি ধৰণে কৰোঁ মানে মই ৰাতিপুৱাৰ পৰা থাকোঁ, তাৰপিছত দোকান খোলাৰ যেতিয়া সময় হয় মই দোকান খুলিবলৈ আহোঁ, তাৰপিছত আকৌ যাওঁ
মানে
নিজে অকলে
ফেক্টৰীটো আৰু ইয়াৰ দুইটা সমানে কৰি আছে, তাৰমানে এই ক্ষেত্ৰত নিশ্চয় আপোনাৰ যিখিনি এমপ্লয়ী আছে তেওঁলোকে এটা ভাল এটা আপোনাক সহযোগ এটা
ভাল সহযোগ এটা দি আছে মোক, মই তেখেতলোকক বিশ্বাস কৰোঁ, সেইকাৰণে মই দোকান
আপুনি এতিয়া ইয়াত বেটাৰীটো আপুনি
মই বেকি
তাৰপিছতে এই সময়ততো অন্য ব্যৱসায়ৰ কথাও আপুনি চিন্তা কৰিব পাৰিলে, কিন্তু তাকে নকৰি আপুনি এই ব্যৱসায়টো লৈ কিবা এইটো অকল বেটাৰী বিজনেছটোৰ কথাই আপুনি কিয়
চিন্তা কৰিলেও মানে আমিও শুনি আহিছোঁ, আমিও ৰাইজৰ মুখত শুনো, তাত সেইটোতে এটা ইণ্টাৰেষ্ট হ'ল যে নাই দেউতাই কিবা এটা কৰিছেতো, নাম এটা আছে, সেইকাৰণে মোৰো ইণ্টাৰেষ্টেড পাই আছোঁ।
দাস বেটাৰী আপোনাৰ কনফিডেঞ্চটো আছে, আপুনি যেতিয়া ব্যৱসায় আৰম্ভ কৰিছিলে চাইকেলতে বিক্ৰী কৰিছিল বুলি কৈছে, যথেষ্ট কম মূলধন লৈ কৰিছে, আপুনি যেতিয়া আৰম্ভ কৰিছিল তেতিয়া কিমানমান মূলধন ব্যৱহাৰ কৰিছিল, পঢ়াইছিলে?
এতিয়া ধৰক এতিয়া মই অভেন লৈছোঁ, মিক্সাৰ লৈছোঁ, স্পাইডাৰ মিক্সাৰ লৈছোঁ, স্লাইডাৰ মেচিন লৈছোঁ, তাৰপিছত এইবিলাক লৈ আপোনাৰ 20 লাখ টকা
মানে পুৰা ফেক্টৰীটো মডাৰ্ণাইজ কৰি দিছে সময়ৰ লগত পুৰা এই দোকানৰ ক্ষেত্ৰতো আপুনি চেঞ্জবিলাক আনিছে, এইবিলাক কি পেকিং হেৰি হ'ব নেকি কাষ্টমাৰ লাগে? আপোনাৰ এতিয়া মানে ফেক্টৰী আৰু শ্ব'ৰুমটো মিলি কিমানমান হেৰি আছে, এমপ্লয়ী আছে?
মিলাই আপোনাৰ 18জন আছে।
18জন আছে, ক'ব গ'লে আপুনি তাৰমানে 18জনক কামৰ হেৰিটো দিছে আৰু এই যে লকডাউন পিৰিয়ডটো আহি গৈছে, এইটো এটা বিশেষকৈ আপোনালোকৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত চাৰ্ভিছ চেক্টৰত হোটেল গাড়ী এইবিলাকত যথেষ্ট এটা টান চিটুৱেশ্যন আছিল, পাৰ্মিশ্যনেই পোৱা নাছিলে ধৰক, এতিয়া খুলিব কি কৰিব, সেই সময়ত আপুনি আপোনাৰ সেই দক্ষ কৰ্মচাৰী কাৰণ এটা চলাব লাগিলে আপোনাৰ দক্ষ স্কিল হেৰি লাগিব, কাৰোবাক মাতি আনি কৰিলেতো গতিকে আপুনি সেই সময়ত এমপ্লয়ীখিনি এৰি দিছিলে?
নাই, মই তেতিয়া এমপ্লয়ী এৰা নাই, দৰমহাও মই পোৱা দিছোঁ, কাৰণ মই এতিয়া এৰিলে আকৌ মই দক্ষ কৰ্মচাৰী পোৱাটো টান।
আৰু এনে সেই সময়ত যি সময়ত আপোনাৰ দোকান বন্ধ আছে সেই সময়ত আপোনাৰ যিখিনি নিয়মীয়া গ্ৰাহক বা কাষ্টমাৰ সেইখিনিৰ পৰা কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ আপুনি হেৰি পাইছে, প্ৰেছাৰ পাইছে বা সঁহাৰি পাইছে?
কিছুমান মানুহৰ পৰা আমি সহায় পাইছোঁ, কিছুমানে পোৱা নাই, কাৰণ কিছুমানে খৰধৰ কৰে, মিস্ত্ৰীয়ে কৰে আহি, কিছুমানে মেইনটেইন কৰি আহিছে, মাস্ক পিন্ধি আহিছে, কিছুমান অহা নাই, কেতিয়াবা কিছুমান অকণমান হেৰি হৈ যায়।
আৰু এনেই দোকান আপুনি ইয়াত খুলিছিলে কিছুমানে হোম ডেলিভাৰীও দিছিলে, হেৰিও কৰিছিলে, কেনেকুৱাকৈ ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰিছিলে?
নাই, মই মানুহৰ মুখত শুনিছোঁ যে মই এচেঞ্চিয়েল ফুডছৰ কাৰণে মোৰ পৰা পাৰ্মিশ্যন দি আছে, সেইকাৰণে মই পাৰ্মিশ্যনৰ কাৰণে এপ্লাই কৰিলোঁ, তাৰপিছত মই পাৰ্মিশ্যন পালোঁ, সপ্তাহত 3 দিন 10টাৰ পৰা 2টালৈ দোকান খুলিলোঁ, মই দোকান প্ৰথমত খুলিলোঁ, মোৰ গ্ৰাহক মোৰ ওচৰতে।
আপুনি গ্ৰাহকখিনি হেৰুওৱা নাই? চিধা আপোনাৰ পৰা বহুতখিনি আমি জানিলোঁ, দাস বেটাৰী এটা নাম থকা বেটাৰী আৰু প্ৰায়ে আমি দেখোঁ শেষ হৈ যায়, নিশ্চয় কিবা এটা কাৰণ থাকিব লাগিব, আৰু সেই সফলতাৰ কাৰণটো জানিবৰ কাৰণেই আজি মই আপোনাৰ ওচৰলৈ আহিছিলোঁ। Just now I presented the interview conduct Mr. Ashish Das, the owner of Das Bakery, Jura. During his interaction, he mentioned different things about his enterprise. From the interaction, we found that he is a second generation entrepreneur. Father started the business in a bicycle. After that, he joined with his father's bakery, and then now he established bakery unit in Jurat town, running both showroom as well as the factory. Now we will analyze current comment given by Mr. Das during our conversation. From analysis of those conversations, we will try to find out what type of entrepreneurial characteristics possesses by Mr. Das, and we will then compare it with the common successful characteristics of entrepreneur. And based on that, we will make our conclusion. During our discussion, we found that his father started his business in 1964, and from 1988, Mr. Das joined in his business. And after death of his father, he continued the business. Regarding initial stages of the bakery, he told that his father first sold the bakery product which is homemade, and he sell it door to door basis in a bicycle. And from that point, now the bakery unit is established at Gorali and continue as a good bakery. From the question regarding how he retained the customers and sell the product quickly, it is mentioned that he always maintained a good quality and he know the customer's choice, preference, all these type of things. And because of that, they are regular customer. He always produce a limited product based on customer need. That means he clearly knows the things, how much product in a day can be sold out, and based on that he do the things. So he has a very good marketing knowledge. That is one important characteristics for successful entrepreneur. He has only one selling point, though there are numbers of customers, but he yet to open a second counter of his bakery, though various customers demand on this because he do the business based on his capacity. He produce and sells the product as per the capacity, and he knows his ability, strong point, weak point, all these things. So he never take the risk to open another counter. So he is looking after the factory, then shop, all these things. And by doing these things, and all these things are doing it in a successful way, so it is clear that he has a very good coordinating capacity. He can coordinate all the things, and because of that, at a time, two unit, one factory, another shop is running effectively. So, being an entrepreneur, coordination skill is another important one, and that skill is observed in his case also. Factory. From this comment of Mr. Das, it is clear that he has a very good interpersonal skill. He can maintain a good relation with the people, and because of that, the workers are also cooperative with him, and even the most of the customers are his regular customer. This comment indicates that he has a faith on their product and it is already established in the market, and because of that, instead of searching any other job, he take a decision to join in this business. And this is one important characteristic of entrepreneur, that is perseverance. Always join, always try with a positive mind. Mr. Das also maintain his factory, shop, all these things with modern facility because he knows that without modernization, it is difficult to run the business properly. And he, as a small businessman, invested almost 20 lakh to modernize his factories. One can invest more than this in case of bakery, but he knows his limitation and he take the risks up to 20 lakh. That is moderate risk taker. Another important point is that Mr. Das, he created 17 jobs, which is very important. And even during lockdown period, he gave the salary, full salary to all the employees, though at that time the business was totally closed. And it is because he knows that if he retain this skilled employee, then only he can run the business again. And because of that, he take this stress also and maintain the 17 families for his business. That means he can take the stress. Here you see during the lockdown period, his factory was closed, shop was closed, and later some bakery businessmen they started door-to-door delivery of products. But he did not do these things. He knew that government will give permission, and accordingly, it is better to run the business with government advisory. And this characteristics is a good characteristics of entrepreneur, and it reflected his ability to confronting uncertainty. The entrepreneurial characteristics identified are risk-taking, marketing, coordinating, hope of success, stress taker, and perseverance. Our conversation, and from those conversation already we identified the different characteristics, and now we can conclude that he has many common characteristics possessed by any other successful entrepreneur. His enterprise is not a big enterprise or medium-sized enterprise, but his characteristics, entrepreneurial characteristics, are same with those big entrepreneurs. And this is the main thing in case of establishing an enterprise by an entrepreneur. If the person has that type of entrepreneurial characteristics, then he can easily establish the enterprise. But easily means establishment of an enterprise is not a joke. But this type of characteristics are possessed by him, then it is easy for him to make the success. From today's presentation, we learned that irrespective of different types of entrepreneur, they possess characteristics which are very, very essential in case of running a successful enterprise. Irrespective of types of entrepreneur, that type of characteristics like risk bearing, time orientation, planning, organizing, capacity building, all these characteristics are very, very important. And you see all those characteristics, how quickly we can judge by conducting an interview with that particular entrepreneur. But main point is that conducting the interview with the entrepreneur, we should have a checklist so that we can get the actual picture. Otherwise, what happens? He may tell so many things, but it is not possible for us to analyze or extract the main entrepreneurial characteristics of that particular person. So here, though the conducting the interview is very easy or then the analysis, but the main point is that the checklist for conducting the interview is very, very important. It is not a close-ended question or open-ended question, but we have a checklist. From that checklist, from one question to another question, just like a final question, we can go. And hope after this presentation, you can also analyze the entrepreneurial characteristics of different entrepreneur of your locality. Based on that, it is not that only the person will run the enterprise, from them only we can identify these characteristics. But same thing can be done in case of potential entrepreneur. And that is our main point. To identify the potential entrepreneur, we can do these things. And if that particular person has that type of characteristics, then we can nurture him to become an entrepreneur.